My brothers and sisters, today I came to tell you something that might just change the way you move in this world. There are some things, hear me, some things that are too precious, too sacred, too powerful to be shared with just anybody. Some of you are losing battles not because you're weak, not because you're unqualified, but because you keep handing the enemy the ammunition he needs to take you down. Somebody shout, I gotta be careful with my words. Oh, help me, Jesus. Some of you are walking around with a God-sized dream, but sharing it with people who can't even handle a dollar-sized vision. They don't see what God put in you. They doubt you, discourage you, and distract you. But I came to tell you, guard your dreams. Stop looking for validation from people who don't have the capacity to see what God is doing in your life. There is something about dreams, big dreams, that can make people uncomfortable. When God plants a vision inside of you, it is not for everyone to understand, and it is certainly not for everyone to approve. Some of you have been carrying a God-given vision, something deep, something powerful, something that keeps you awake at night because you know it is bigger than you. But the mistake many people make is running and sharing their dreams with small-minded individuals, people who do not have the capacity to see beyond their own limited experiences. And when you share your vision with the wrong people, you expose it to unnecessary doubt, discouragement, and sometimes even destruction. Joseph had a dream so mighty that it disturbed the very people closest to him. His own brothers, his flesh and blood, could not handle the greatness inside of him. They became jealous, envious, and filled with resentment because he dared to dream beyond where they were. And some of you are facing the same opposition. You have been telling people your dreams, expecting support, expecting encouragement, but instead you have been met with negativity, disbelief, and criticism. Do not let their small minds shrink your big vision. If God gave it to you, it is meant for you. Some people cannot see what you see because God did not show it to them. You must be careful with whom you share your dreams. Some people will not celebrate you. They will tolerate you while secretly hoping you fail. They will speak words that plant seeds of doubt in your mind, making you question your own potential. Are you sure you can do that? That sounds too risky. People like us don't achieve things like that. The devil is a liar. If you listen to their fear, you will inherit their limitations. But let me tell you something. What God has placed inside of you is not up for debate. You do not need their approval, their validation, or their understanding. The reason some dreams never come to pass is not because they are impossible, but because they were suffocated by the wrong environment. A seed, no matter how powerful, cannot grow if it is planted in bad soil. If you share your dreams with people who only see failure, who only speak fear, who only believe in limitations, they will contaminate the soil of your spirit. And before you know it, you will start doubting what God put in you. Stop giving people access to your dreams who do not have the faith to see them flourish. You must learn to protect your vision, nurture it, guard it like a precious gift. Speak life over it, but do not feel the need to explain it to everyone. Some things are meant to be revealed only when the time is right. Some things are meant to be kept in the secret place until they have matured enough to withstand the outside world. Just because people do not see it now does not mean it is not real. Some of the greatest movements, businesses, and ministries started as ideas that were laughed at, rejected, and dismissed. But the ones who succeeded were the ones who refused to let small-minded people kill what God had birthed in them. So I tell you today, hold on to your dream. Do not let fear steal it. Do not let doubt delay it. Do not let critics destroy it. If God gave it to you, he will bring it to pass. Trust in him. Move forward in faith. And when the time is right, the very people who doubted you will have no choice but to witness the manifestation of what they once said was impossible. There is something dangerous about trusting the wrong people with the most fragile parts of your soul. Some of you have been wounded not because of what happened to you, but because you put your trust in the wrong hands. You opened your heart, exposed your vulnerabilities, and shared your struggles, only to realize that not everyone who listens has the intention to help. Some people are not interested in healing you. They are waiting for an opportunity to use what you told them against you. They smile in your face, but behind closed doors, they are discussing your pain like it is entertainment. They are not covering you in prayer. They are exposing you in conversation. And you wonder why you feel betrayed, why you feel abandoned, why you feel drained. It is because you gave someone access to a place in your life that they were never meant to hold. Samson had strength beyond measure, but his downfall was not his enemies, it was the woman he trusted. Delilah pretended to love him, acted as if she cared, but in reality she was only gathering information to hand him over to those who wanted to destroy him. And some of you have been sleeping next to Delilah. Some of you have been sitting at tables with people who are collecting details about your weakness, not to lift you up, but to take you down. You told them your fears, and now they use them against you. You confess your struggles, and now they bring them up in moments that hurt the most. Not everyone who listens to you is on your side. Not everyone who hears you has your best interests at heart. You have to be careful with whom you share your battles. The enemy does not need to attack you directly when he can use the words you have spoken against you. Some of you are fighting battles that were never meant to be battles in the first place. But because you exposed too much to the wrong person, they turned your pain into a weapon. Some people are not there to support you. They are just waiting for an opportunity to see you fall. They do not want you to heal. They want to remind you of your wounds. They do not want you to grow. They want to keep you where you are so they can feel better about themselves. But I declare today that the enemy will not have access to your vulnerability anymore. From this day forward, you will be careful, you will be discerning, and you will recognize that not everyone deserves to hear your story. There are people who can be trusted, but you must ask God to show you who they are. Do not let loneliness make you run into the arms of a deceiver. Do not let your need for comfort lead you into the hands of a betrayer. Take your pain to God before you take it to people. Take your burdens to the one who can actually heal you instead of placing them in the hands of someone who will only use them as leverage. Be mindful of the company you keep, because the wrong person can delay your destiny, but the right person can help restore your strength. If you have been betrayed, if you have been hurt by someone you trusted, I came to tell you that it is not the end of your story. God will heal you. God will strengthen you, but you must learn from it. You must grow from it. and you must walk forward with wisdom, knowing that your weakness is not meant for just anyone to hold. Protect your heart, guard your spirit, and trust that God will place the right people in your life at the right time. There is power in silence. There is strength in moving quietly. But too many people sabotage their own destiny by announcing their plans before they are ready. Some of you are struggling, not because you lack talent, not because you lack vision, but because you are speaking too soon. You are sharing your next move with people who were never meant to know it. You are letting your enemies get a glimpse of what God is doing before it has had time to manifest. And when the wrong ears hear your plans, they start working against you before you even take your first step. The enemy cannot block what he does not know. The opposition cannot prepare a trap for a move that has not been announced. If you want to walk into the fullness of what God has for you, you must learn the power of keeping quiet until the time is right. Joseph had a dream, a powerful dream, a God-ordained dream, but his mistake was sharing it too soon. He told his brothers about his vision, thinking they would celebrate with him. Instead, they became his greatest enemies. They conspired against him, threw him into a pit, and sold him into slavery. And some of you are wondering why your plans keep failing. It is because you are announcing them to people who do not want to see you succeed. You are giving your enemies the blueprint to your breakthrough. Every time you share your next move with the wrong people, you are handing them the tools to slow you down. Some people do not need to know what you are working on. Some things are meant to be kept between you and God until they are strong enough to stand on their own. When a seed is planted, it does not break through the ground immediately. It grows in the dark, in silence, hidden beneath the soil where no one can see it. But just because you cannot see it does not mean nothing is happening. Roots are forming, strength is being built, foundations are being laid, and when the time is right, that seed will break through the ground strong enough to withstand the wind, the rain, and the storms of life. Your dreams need time to develop in the secret place. Your plans need time to gain strength before they are exposed to the world. If you reveal them too soon, they may not survive the pressure that comes with visibility. Some of you are waiting for a miracle, but God is waiting for you to move in silence. You keep telling people what you are about to do, where you are about to go, what door is about to open for you, and every time you speak, you invite unnecessary opposition. There are people in your circle who smile in your face, but secretly hope you fail. There are people who pretend to support you but are waiting for an opportunity to tear you down. You do not need an audience for every decision you make. You do not need validation from people who do not have the vision God gave you. Learn to work in the background. Let your results speak for themselves. When the time is right, what you have been building in silence will be revealed, and no enemy will be able to stop what God has already set in motion. If you want to reach your destiny, you must learn to move wisely. Stop talking about it and start doing it. Stop announcing it and start executing it. Let them see it when it is done. Let them witness what God has brought to pass, not because you told them, but because it is undeniable. Protect your vision, guard your plans, and trust that when the time is right, what you have been preparing in private will be revealed in power. There are some things in life that must remain private. And one of the most important is the struggles that happen within your family. Every family goes through battles, hardships, disagreements, and moments of weakness, but not everyone needs to know about them. Too many people have ruined relationships, divided households, and caused irreversible damage because they allowed outsiders to have a say in what should have been handled within the home. When you expose your family's private struggles to gossipers, to people who do not care, or to those who secretly rejoice in your hardships, you are giving the enemy a foothold in the very place that should be your safe haven. Some of you have been wondering why there is so much tension, why peace seems so far away, why healing is taking longer than expected. It is because too many voices have been involved in a battle they were never meant to fight. You have allowed people to speak over your situation who do not carry the wisdom, the love, or the concern to truly help. Instead of guiding you toward restoration, they have been fueling the fire. Instead of bringing healing, they have been spreading division. What happens in the house should be handled with wisdom, with discernment, and with the understanding that not everyone needs to have an opinion on your situation. There are people who pretend to care, but all they want is information. They are not checking on you because they love you. They are checking on you because they love to hear about the chaos. Some people thrive on gossip, on brokenness, on knowing the struggles of others because it makes them feel better about their own lives. Be careful with whom you confide in, because some people will disguise themselves as friends while secretly enjoying your pain. Not everyone is praying for you. Some are preying on you. Not everyone who listens to your struggles wants to see you come out victorious. Some people will smile in your face while carrying your secrets to others like trophies. Family is a sacred bond. And though no family is perfect, it is important to protect what God has given you. The enemy loves to attack families because he knows that when a household is divided, it is easier to conquer. That is why you must stand guard. You must be intentional about who you allow to speak into your life. If you want healing, stop giving your struggles to those who will only use them as entertainment. If you want peace, stop inviting chaos by spreading your personal matters to people who have no business knowing them. This does not mean you should suffer in silence or refuse help when you need it. There is wisdom in seeking counsel, but the key is to seek it from the right people. People who are rooted in wisdom, in truth, in love, and in the desire to see your family restored. Go to God first, and then be careful about whom you let in. If someone is not invested in your healing, they have no place in your struggles. Do not trade your family's privacy for temporary sympathy. Do not exchange trust for attention. Some wounds take time to heal, and that healing happens best in an environment of trust, love, and discretion. Protect your family. Honor the relationships God has placed in your life. And most of all, do not let the enemy use your words to destroy what God is trying to mend. Let the healing happen in private. And when the time is right, let the testimony speak for itself. Some people will never be happy for you, no matter how much you try to include them in your success. You can be the kindest, most hardworking, most deserving person, and there will still be those who resent your growth. The problem is not you. The problem is that your success reminds them of their stagnation. Some people cannot celebrate you because your elevation exposes their unwillingness to grow. And if you are not careful, you will waste time trying to prove yourself to people who have already made up their minds about you. Stop looking for approval from those who secretly hope you fail. Stop sharing your victories with those who do not want to see you win. Not everyone deserves to have a front row seat in your journey. There are people who were time with you as long as you stayed on their level, but the moment you started growing, the moment you started walking in your calling, they changed. They stopped supporting you. They started acting distant. Some of them even began speaking against you. But do not let that discourage you. That is a sign that you are going higher. Some friendships, some relationships, some connections are only meant to last for a season. And when God starts shifting you to another level, some people will be left behind. Do not fight to keep people in your life who do not want to see you win. Do not beg for support from people who are silently hoping you lose. One of the biggest mistakes people make is assuming that success will bring them more support. But the truth is, success often reveals who was truly for you and who was only comfortable when you were struggling. Some people will clap for you as long as you are beneath them, but the moment you start rising, their applause fades. They start questioning you. They start criticizing you. They start downplaying your accomplishments. Do not take it personally. Their issue is not really with you. Their issue is that your success forces them to confront their own lack of growth. And instead of pushing themselves to go higher, they find it easier to pull you down. That is why you must be careful about who you share your victories with. Not everyone can handle your success. Some people will act like they are celebrating with you, but deep down they are looking for a way to discredit you. They will say, "Oh, you just got lucky. It's not that big of a deal. Anyone could have done that." But the devil is a liar. What you have, you worked for. What you have, you prayed for. What you have, God blessed you with. And you do not have to explain or defend it to anyone. You do not owe anyone an apology for growing. You do not owe anyone an explanation for why God's favor is on your life. Stop trying to shrink yourself to make insecure people feel comfortable. Stop trying to dim your light to protect their ego. If they cannot handle your success, that is their problem, not yours. Keep moving forward. Keep excelling. Keep walking in purpose. Because the ones who are truly for you will celebrate you, and the ones who are against you cannot stop what God has already set in motion. Your success is not something to be hidden. It is a testimony of what God can do. And when God blesses you, no amount of jealousy, envy, or resentment can take it away. Keep shining, keep winning, and let your life be the evidence that God's favor cannot be denied. There comes a time in life when you must decide what is worth sharing and what is worth protecting. Too many people have lost their dreams, their peace, and their progress because they gave access to the wrong individuals. But today I declare that this cycle of exposure and betrayal must end. No longer will you hand over your destiny to those who cannot handle it. No longer will you allow your weaknesses to be exploited by those who do not truly care for you. No longer will you reveal your next move before it is ready to be seen. No longer will your family struggles be placed in the hands of gossipers. No longer will your success be dimmed by those who cannot celebrate with you. From this moment forward, you will walk with wisdom, you will move with discernment, and you will protect the precious things that God has entrusted to you